Imagine a man who never truly sought the highest office in the land, but found himself there by fate's twist. A man whose presidency was marked by turmoil, conflict, and decisions that would echo through the annals of American history. This is the story of Millard Fillmore, the 13th President of the United States, a leader whose legacy remains complex, often overshadowed by the events that swirled around him. Millard Fillmore was born on January 7, 1800, in a log cabin in Cayuga County, New York, a humble beginning that shaped his character and worldview. The second of 9 children in a struggling farming family, Fillmore's early life was one of hardship and limited opportunity. Yet, despite the challenges, he possessed a fierce determination to rise above his circumstances. His education was sporadic, largely self-taught, with a passion for reading and learning that would eventually drive him to become one of the most well-read presidents in American history. Fillmore's entry into politics was not one of grand ambitions, but rather a series of small steps that led him from the New York State Assembly to the U.S. House of Representatives. It was here that he began to make a name for himself as a pragmatic and detail-oriented legislator. His work on tariffs and banking reform earned him respect among his peers, and he quickly gained a reputation as a man who could get things done. In 1848, Fillmore was chosen as the Whig Party's candidate for vice president, running alongside the military hero Zachary Taylor. The Whig Party was a coalition of various political factions, and Fillmore, a Northerner with moderate views on slavery, was seen as a balancing force to Taylor, a Southern slaveholder. The Taylor-Fillmore ticket won the election, and Fillmore found himself thrust into a role that would soon demand much more from it than anyone could have anticipated. President Zachary Taylor's sudden death in July 1850 catapulted Fillmore into the presidency, a position he had never sought and for which he was largely unprepared. The nation was in the throes of an intense debate over the expansion of slavery into the new territories acquired from Mexico. The Compromise of 1850, a series of bills aimed at easing tensions between the North and South, had been stalled in Congress, and it was now up to Fillmore to navigate the treacherous political waters. Fillmore's approach to the presidency was one of cautious pragmatism. He believed in the importance of preserving the Union at all costs, and saw the Compromise of 1850 as the best means to achieve that goal. The Compromise, which included the controversial Fugitive Slave Act, was deeply unpopular in many parts of the North, but Fillmore viewed it as a necessary evil to maintain peace. His decision to support and enforce the Fugitive Slave Act alienated many of his former allies and tarnished his reputation in the eyes of history. Fillmore's presidency was marked by a series of difficult decisions and missed opportunities. He struggled to hold together a nation that was increasingly divided along sectional lines, and his efforts to maintain neutrality in foreign affairs were overshadowed by domestic unrest. Despite his best intentions, Fillmore's presidency did little to ease the growing tensions that would eventually lead to the Civil War. After leaving office in 1853, Fillmore's political career largely came to an end. He briefly re-entered the political arena in 1856 as the candidate for the Know Nothing Party, a nativist political movement that opposed immigration. But his bid for the presidency was unsuccessful. Fillmore spent his later years in Buffalo, New York, where he remained active in civic affairs and continued to read and study a wide range of subjects until his death in 1874. Millard Fillmore's legacy is one of contradiction. He was a man of principle who believed deeply in the preservation of the Union, yet his actions, particularly his support for the Fugitive Slave Act, contributed to the very divisions he sought to heal. His presidency is often overlooked or dismissed, overshadowed by the more dramatic figures who came before and after him. But Fillmore's story is a reminder of the complexities and challenges of leadership in a time of national crisis. As we look back on Millard Fillmore's life and presidency, we see a man who was neither hero nor villain, but rather a leader caught in the turbulent currents of his time. His story is one of resilience, duty, and the difficult choices that define a presidency. In the end, Millard Fillmore was a president who, despite his flaws and failures, sought to do what he believed was right for his country, even when the path was fraught with peril.